Garlic is an important crop in our survival garden. Do you know how to grow garlic in yours? Hi, I'm Kylene, and I'm the Provident Prepper. Garlic is one of my very favorite crops to grow in my garden. It's a medicinal powerhouse. It adds wonderful flavor to those stored bland staples that we all have, and it actually improves the overall health and productivity of my entire garden. In this video, I'll show you how we grow, harvest, and store garlic. You don't want to miss this. Garlic is an invaluable crop in my survival garden. Garlic has the ability to turn bland beans into a delicious meal. It has medicinal properties and nutritional properties. Garlic helps me to produce a better garden overall. It is definitely a plant that I always want to have in my survival garden. Garlic is not picky when it comes to soil and watering requirements. Garlic prefers regular watering, but you can grow it even if that's not the case. It likes good drainage. It doesn't like for its roots to be soggy. The best soil for garlic is sandy loam soil, as with most things in your garden. It likes lots of organic matter. And if you live in a cold area, it is a good idea to put some mulch on it to help protect it in the wintertime. Garlic prefers full sun, but it can be planted in with all kinds of different plants and still be able to achieve that full sun. There are 3 different ways to plant garlic. Traditionally, you would take your garlic bulbs and you would plant them about 2 inches deep and 2 to 4 inches apart in the upright position and cover it over, and then in the springtime, that garlic will start to grow. I'm a lazy gardener. The photo that you see is springtime in my raised beds, and the garlic has started to grow from bulbs that weren't harvested last summer. I will plant garlic down the center of my rows to be able to be companion plants for many of the other crops that I have growing there. Like this garlic right here, it didn't get harvested. So in the springtime, those bulbs that were left in the ground produced these beautiful starts. I dig up those clumps of garlic and I trim off the tops. As you can see, they have a gorgeous root structure and it's all kind of tightly woven in together. I take that clump and I gently separate the starts, and then I plant them anywhere and everywhere in my garden. Garlic starts are very resilient and I have very few failed starts. The nice thing about planting garlic in my food forest is that I can plant it once and it will come up forever thereafter in my food forest. I use garlic as an insectary to attract beneficial insects and to repel those that I don't want. In this photo, you can see the garlic that is planted in with my boysenberry bushes or my blackberry bushes. And I let them go to seed every year, and then they just reseed. In order to control them, sometimes I will mow them down if I'm not going to harvest them, or I will just pull them up and mulch the plants with these little garlic starts. The bulb that the first year garlic plants produces is rather small, but this is a fantastic way to get all the benefits of garlic without doing any of the work. You harvest the garlic in early summer when the tops begin to fall over and they turn a little bit brown. Garlic does best in full sun. As you can see, this garlic is ready to harvest just about the time when it would have been shaded out by the tomato plant growing next to it. This wheelbarrow is full of the garlic that we harvested a few years ago. It's important to cure garlic to extend the storage life. And unlike onions, garlic needs to be cured in a shady area that's well ventilated. What I do is I just brush off the dirt and I allow it to sit either on the back patio or in the garage for 2 to 3 weeks or longer. It just kind of depends on the weather a little bit. And I trim off the tops and the roots. I have all kinds of different garlic curing together in this tray, but it is in a single layer. I have a good friend who likes to dry her garlic by hanging it in a shade tree. And sometimes I braid my garlic for storage. The garlic that you see braided here is braided from hard neck garlic. Soft neck garlic is much easier to braid and works better than the hard neck garlic. And here you see a year's harvest all cured and ready to store. The outside husks are papery and the roots are all dried and hard. Before I store them, I brush any extra dirt off and make sure that the roots have been trimmed up really nicely and neatly. And I store them in the bulb. I don't separate them into the cloves until I'm ready to use them. Garlic will store best in a cool, dry, dark, ventilated area. The post that accompanies this video is entitled "Garlic is a Powerful Prepper Crop, How to Grow, Harvest, and Store It." If you click on the card in the corner, it will take you to it. And in that post, we have 10 different ways that you can store garlic to help it last even longer than storing it as a bulb. In my basement storage, garlic bulbs will last for about 6 months before they start to sprout. This is the best part about garlic for me, and that is that it is the ideal companion plant. Other plants grow so much better and are safer when they are planted near garlic. Garlic is a natural pest repellent and can deter many harmful insects. Garlic is a great companion plant for kale, spinach, cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, eggplant, tomatoes, beets, carrots, potatoes, eggplant, peppers, lettuce, and so many others. I really like to just stick garlic everywhere in my garden. It also can be helpful in repelling gophers, voles, and even deer. There are a few plants that don't like garlic. Asparagus, beans, peas, parsley, and sage may have their growth stunted when they are grown right next to garlic. And if you're wanting to grow the garlic for the sake of garlic, plants like rue, chamomile, yarrow, and summer savory will actually improve garlic. And garlic doesn't need to be limited to your vegetable garden. There are many flowers that benefit from having garlic growing nearby. I'm a big fan of food forests and growing food in what's called a guild, where you plant plants together that all benefit each other. This is an apple tree guild, and if you notice all the way down, you can see that I have garlic planted around these trees as part of that permaculture guild. Fruit trees definitely benefit from garlic. This is the base of a peach tree, and I planted garlic around the bottom of that tree. It helps prevent against peach borer. You can tell that the chickens like to peck off the top and eat some of it. It comes back year after year. I'll never have to replant it. And it's just one more layer of protection, especially when you're an organic type gardener like me. And now cooking with garlic. Garlic is such a valuable ingredient, especially when you're cooking from scratch. A couple of tips. One is that you only want to saute garlic for a minute or so, just until you can start really smelling it. When I am cooking onions and garlic together, I will saute the onions for 4 or 5 minutes until they just start to turn perfect. And then I will add the garlic, and I only saute it for about a minute. If you cook garlic too long, sometimes it will turn bitter. Also, when you're roasting garlic, make sure that you roast it on lower temperatures. The health benefits of garlic. Wow, this is a medicinal powerhouse. Garlic is an antiviral, antibacterial, antibiotic. It boosts your immune system, it reduces inflammation, it helps to detoxify, and it contains antioxidants. These are all great reasons why you should include garlic in your garden and in your diet. We use garlic in a lot of our home preserves. In many of these bottles of pickles, you can see little cloves of garlic in the bottom of those pickles. Garlic is also one of my prized ingredients in my homemade salsa. There you have it. Garlic is super simple to grow, and yet it's a very important survival crop. You only have to purchase garlic once or get it from a friend, and then you can easily always have it in your garden. I invite you to visit the Provident Prepper, where I have written the post, "Garlic is a Powerful Prepper Crop, How to Grow, Harvest, and Store It." And a couple of videos that you might be interested in. One is Prepper Survival Garden that talks about how to grow a survival garden, or Buried Freezer Root Cellar. Every year we store potatoes in this buried freezer, and it is April now, and we still have potatoes coming out of there that look great, that haven't sprouted and have just done really well. If you are interested in an inexpensive way to store root crops, you might want to check out this video. Every hobby gardener and survival gardener alike would be wise to include garlic in their selection of foundational crops. And now for the questions of the day. What is your favorite variety of garlic to include in your garden? And what ways do you like to store it and use it in your cooking? Comment below. And thanks for being part of the solution.